Call Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Shalom and salutation to the hopeful elect, the ahchyam out there spreading the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and truth and presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. All right, shalom to the aqua, the very, very few sisters that do listen to us as well. This is the brother Yahweh from the great millstone Chicago camp, basically coming back with another lesson. All right, concerning this wicked ass society, but really it's the way people view things in this society, all right, because we are the judges of the earth, all right. Just the book of Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, all right. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, when, who is he? Because we, the Israelites, all right, the sons of the Most High, all right, the so-called black, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the elect of those men have been set up to judge the society. It has to be a judgment. Judgment creates balance. All right, you ever heard of the terminology law and order? All right, the judges, what we do as judges, we go out here and we establish the law. All right, we execute the law. All right, and that's why people hate us so much. That's why the scriptures say, he that turneth himself from he that turneth to righteousness make himself a prey, or he turneth away himself from wickedness making himself a prey. All right, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. All right, because we are those men. All right, and this is the most judgmental, unjudgmental society, because they tell you don't judge, but as soon as they see a Negro or a Latino walking down the street, they grabbing their pocket, they locking their doors. And we know who they are. Nevertheless, this Ecclesiasticus 45, or Sirach 45:26, it says, God give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people. And he was speaking to Moses and Aaron. But we are, in the lots of our forefathers, like the scriptures say, the things that are written aforetime are for our learning. It says, Yahweh give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people in righteousness, that their good things be not abolished, and that their glory may endure forever. See, because he looked and seen it was no judgment, man. It's no judgment. Like the scriptures say, there was no judgment, man. This place is folly, man. You can't even discipline your kids. You can't tell the children what to do, what not to do. They can call 911 on you. They can call DCFS on you. You can't put your woman in check. And now look what you have, a generation of reprobates, all right, homosexuals, drug dealers, drug addicts, all right, all plaguing the Israelite community because of what? They don't understand what judgment is. They think when you judging somebody, you're laying down a law, you just criticizing them, if that's the right word, or hating on them, No, the Lord gave us a choice, all right, of life and death. He gave us laws. He gave us statutes and commandments, and he gave us a way to execute them, but he gave it to certain men with knowledge, all right? He said in the book of Job, but there's a spirit of man and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth him understanding. And he gave the understanding, he breathed the breath of life into the elect to establish this judgment, all right? So that the people of Israel will know what to do and what not to do and to receive salvation, all right? And he gave us the condemnation. We are the condemnation of this place, man. We are here to condemn this place, all right? That's where their own sins are going to condemn them, but the judges are going to point the finger and acknowledge those sins and bring this man down and accuse him to the Most High, all right? You got two people pleading, all right? You got Esau versus Jacob, all right? And the ultimate judge is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, and Yahweh Shai. And Jacob is going to be let off, man, and Esau is going to be condemned, all right? This is Leviticus 19:15. It said, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. All right? Because we ain't to take bribes or hold a man into some, let a man's high esteem in this society pervert our judgment. No, we judge people according to the law. That's it. It says, but in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbor. All right? And that's what we do. We judge our neighbors in righteousness, all right? Just like it says in the book of Matthew, judge not that ye be not judged. All right, matter of fact, let me get that. Because a lot of people remix that scripture, man. Just like them Christians, man. As soon as you walk into the so-called church, because this is the church. Oh, you don't judge me. Hey, the words of the Most High are supposed to judge you, man. And of course, it has to be a man to deliver the law. All right, this is St. Matthew. It's either, I think it's the 7th chapter. God, this is St. Matthew 7:7-1. It says, "Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured unto you. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, and considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye?" Right. Are you to judge a man, telling a man not to eat pork and you eating pork? You telling a man not to commit adultery and you commit adultery? No. You judge according to the law, but you have to keep this. You have to practice what you preach, man. Other than that, it's like you having a big ass blemish in your eye and picking at your brother for some other shit. You know? Some shit, you know, you're not even living by. No. We live by the laws, like it says in the book of Judges. It's a whole book in the Bible called Judges. You know, like the brother Yuana used to say a long time ago, you know. It's a whole book in the Bible called Judges. All right, but like, you know, it says in the book of Judges 5:11, we rehearse the righteous acts in the place of drawing water. So we don't keep the laws and statutes and commandments, you know, wholeheartedly, because you really can't in this society. Some brothers have to work on the Sabbath. You know, you go to a restaurant, you know, you might sit in the seat. A woman that was sitting in the seat before that was unclean, technically, you breaking the law. But that's why we're under a grace period, because the Most High put us in this captivity to deliver us out of this captivity. So he knows in this place of drawing waters, which is symbolic to slavery, because that's what drawing waters are, their servants. Just like when Joshua and the children of Israel put those I think it was the Gibeonites in servitude. All right, they made them like draws of water and hewers of wood, to my knowledge. But you know, we're in that land in our captivity, but you cannot, you know, you cannot commit adultery. You cannot, you know, be an idolater, celebrating Easter, Christmas, and Halloween like our people. And we judge our people for that shit too. All right, we judge their ass all day, man, and they look at us crazy. That's why the scriptures say they hate him that rebuking in the gate, and they say you can't judge me. That's nowhere in the scriptures. Only God can judge me. That's some Tupac BS. That's nowhere in the scriptures. This is 1 Corinthians 2:15. It says, "But he that is spiritual," that goes back to presenting your body as a living sacrifice, practicing what you preach. It says, "But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who hath known the mind of Yahweh, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Mashiach." All right, so we have the mind of Yahweh Shai. All right, the top judge, you know, right under Yahweh, you know. So like, I'm just looking at the time. Yeah, you know, I don't want to make this too long, but yeah, like I was saying, man, in the most non-judgmental society, once again, I'm gonna say it. You tell people don't judge, but when they see us, they hold their purse, their pocketbooks. All right. They lock their car doors, or when the so-called Negro, especially the so-called Negro, you know, or Latino, moving to the good neighborhood, moving on up, so to speak. Well, Esau got a saying, man, called "There Goes the Neighborhood," because they see the niggas, man. All right, just like that movie, I think it was on that documentary on Central Park 5, when they see us, because they're judgmental, man. You can't say they gave y'all a false sense of judgment, man, talking about this is a non-judgmental society. How? We still the first to get fired and the last to get hired. All right. And all type of other BS, man. Like, Esau is pathetic, man. And he gave you Negroes especially, man, this whole ideology, man. And he stripped your judgment away from you. And that's why everything's going on in our communities is just sickening, man. With this homosexual epidemic, the drugs, the gang wars, all right, because there's no judgments. The Lord is dealing with the man. You know, he tells you that in the book of Ezekiel. What do? They take the main judge of the household, the logic pusher, so to speak, the man out the household. Why? So he can get in there. He can create his ideologies, all right? He give you the television. Now the kids got the YouTube, you know. And there ain't no discretion in the house, man. Ain't no discernment. Ain't no father to snatch that shit and say, "What the hell are you doing, boy? Go get in the room, do this, do that." You know, it's none of that, man. You can't do that no more, man. You could barely, it's damn near illegal to be a man in this society, man, because a man is a judge. The Lord departed judgment from the woman, as it says in the book of Job. All right, the man is the judge, man. And Esau has shut that down. Matter of fact, let me get that, man. Let me get that Job. I quoted it earlier, man, but it's a very powerful, very Hebrew 101 scripture, the basics. This is one of the basics that kill, man. This is that like the Elder Malcolm would say, that milk you can drown somebody with. This is Job 9:24. It said, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who are the judges that's being covered? All right, now physically, you had this happen during the time of the Renaissance. All that iconoclasm, just like it tells you in the book of Maccabees. The heathens, like to paint the image of themselves. They put pictures of Caesar Borgia, that Serapis Christus, that great hand-me-down image. Talking about it's the Lord of the Bible. The angels, they iconoclasts, and they did it with the reputation of the Lord. They did it with the reputation of the angels. They did it with the reputation of the Israelites, man. They stomp on us and trample us and cover us in every way possible, man. They castrated us, man, so we wouldn't produce in the slave days, man. Now they got that what you call an economic castration, where Israelite man is barely able to produce. So what happens is he's pushed out the household, and the Israelite women are pushed more toward Esau, man. This man has been covering in shame and Jake for hundreds of years, man, and he's gonna pay for that shit. But then you people get out here, especially the people of our nation, get out here for telling us that we can't judge this place, man. The Lord has given us the judgment, the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh through the spirit of prophecy, man. There ain't a goddamn thing you 2/3 niggas can do about it. Or you ease either. All right, but with that being said, man, I just wanted to bring out a lesson, man. We the true judges, and judge we will do. But that being said, man, call aloud in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Hashem Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well, and to the hopeful elect, Shalom.